Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a special singles love reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Leo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Leo, I hope that you're doing well. I was inspired to do a series of love readings from I Scry with Steph, who has an account on YouTube. Her name is Stephanie, and she's an amazing psychic, medium, tarot reader, oracle reader, artist. She does it all. I Scry with Steph, so I highly recommend that you subscribe to her page. I've had several private readings with her and spoken to her, and she's just absolutely wonderful, just a wonderful human. And she, said, honey, I think you should do love readings. And so who am I to argue? This is for singles. I'm going to be using 3 decks for your reading today. Taking the first from the Wisdom of the Oracle for the overall energy, the base spread from the White Witch Tarot, which only has the major arcanas in it, and then the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which I very rarely use, just because there's some imagery in it that I might have to cover up, but we'll get there when we get there. It seems kind of silly because it's part of the art, but it is what it is. So I'm going to burn a little bit of Palo Santo just to clear the energy for Leo singles looking for love. So what's the overall energy? Oh, thank you, Spirit. That was quick. Mending, number 52, the overall energy, reducing to 7, which is the Chariot card in the Major Arcana, talking about fast action and victory. Mending, we can see here, sorry for the glare, we can see here she's kind of sitting on top of a spool of thread, which I don't know why, but I think that is absolutely beautiful. Because the scale is a little off, but it's charming. Something about, I think it's about mending something having to do with childhood. There's this playful side of you, Leo, that I think you are looking for in a counterpart. That sometimes we just need there to be a little bit of playfulness and fun and frivolity. Not everything has to be serious. Not everything has to be, I don't know, I feel like the singles that I'm talking to are just looking for somebody to, oh, that's so interesting. Okay, somebody to have a good time with. Okay, so one extra card came out. Your energy, your person's energy, the connection, and I'll take the last card as advice from Spirit. And let me just pull the oracle, I'm sorry, the tarot. Okay, so a lot of extra cards came out for your reading. I'll take all of those extra ones as advice from Spirit. So let's start with your energy, and it's so ironic. This is actually the second time that I've tried to film this reading for you, Leo. The first time, I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, but my sister called, and I guess because she's on the special list, her call came through and interrupted your reading, so I had to re-record. But the card that came down in that first reading that I wanted to talk about was the Devil, and it showed up again. So that's how I know it's for you. right? So this is your energy. And remember, I was picking up on, no, I just feel like we might not be looking for anything serious right now. We're just looking for a partner to have some fun with. Maybe a little bit of too much fun, but no judgment. But Spirit is just showing this card to me. It's number 15 in the Major Arcana, representing Capricorn energy. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you could have Capricorn in major placements in your chart. Maybe your Venus. But we can see here in this representation of the card that this character is holding a mask. And it's almost as if there's, for some reason, it's like, feels very dynamic to me. And it's like layers upon layers upon layers that we're trying to take off. And so maybe you are looking, if you are looking for something serious, maybe you are looking for someone who can help you to kind of show that vulnerability, that maybe you're yearning for that. You're yearning to show what's behind. You know, we all wear a mask to a certain extent, and maybe you're yearning for somebody who understands you on a much deeper, much more intimate level, so that you can take off the mask. But what the devil also represents is codependency, addictive behaviors, being trapped and bound by something, a responsibility perhaps that you find that, you know, you've taken on and it might not even be yours. That seems relevant. I don't usually say that. Taking on a responsibility that might not be yours. Workaholism. So it's just these cycles of repeat that are not elevating our consciousness or our vibration. So the devil can be problematic. And it's clarified by the 9 of Wands. So in terms of relationship, that you could have been really trying to find yourself, and it could have been difficult in your past relationships to express who you are without this kind of maybe fear of judgment. It's interesting. There's a truck coming by, and it had like, it wasn't an emergency response vehicle, but it was like flashing lights. So I just said flashing lights, and then I started to hear Beyonce, flashing lights, and then the song is Drunk in Love. It's amazing how Spirit does that. Drunk in love. So there could have been, maybe you got out of something that was very codependent, that, you know, you gave your all to this person, and now you're left kind of standing here, kind of broken and battered. You're still standing. This is, they call this the Wounded Warrior card, who's kind of put up some boundaries, for sure. These kind of represent to me experiences, and we're putting our experiences in the ground like stakes, and we're staking our claim with these things you can't take away from me, these things that I've learned, these things. Okay, now I hear the Killers song, all these things that I've done. I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier. I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier. Okay, so lots of songs for you today. Spirit kind of telling me it's like difficult. You don't want to fight anymore, but perhaps it's difficult to get out of cycles of repeat, especially in love. I have experienced this, like, I humbly admit that. So that's where the healing, spiritual healing comes in, right? Learning how to love ourselves first. If we want to attract somebody, we want to be in the vibration of the thing that we want to attract. So we want to be in our highest vibration. So we attract somebody that matches us. Right, so let me get a clarifier on the Devil card. Ace of Swords, 3 of Cups in the reverse. So clarity about a situation. There could have been a third party, and if there was, I'm very sorry. You could have been part of a third party. It always gets complicated, right? We don't, third parties are complicated. Love is complicated, and I'm not passing judgment on that. And if you found yourself in a third party situation, it's just it's not easy, and it doesn't ever really, it doesn't behoove anybody to be in it. And I feel as though this is this epiphany that, you know, perhaps if you've been engaged in third-party situations, this epiphany spirit is showing you that you're not doing that anymore, because there's nothing to celebrate there, right? Some people like being polyamorous, and that's, if that's your bag, that's your bag. But I don't feel like the person that I'm reading for is polyamorous. But there is clarity there. There's wisdom. And there's wisdom in this card as well. About, if anything, when we look at the Devil card, it's like the first step is recognizing why the devil is there. If the devil shows up in a tarot reading, it's not something to be feared. It's something to be studied. It's something to understand. We all have that energy within us, but it's just kind of what my advice to people is, really looking that devil in the face and say, you know, I see you, and you're going to go sit in the corner while I go elevate my life. I see you. I recognize you. You can try to crop up again, but I'm going to deal with it. So looking at things in a realistic way. If you know you have addictive tendencies in relationships, kind of getting to the heart of why, right? If you know that you are cold in relationships and you ghost people, getting to the heart of why, asking yourself the question. That's the first step. But I do see epiphany here, which gives me some relief, right? There should be some wisdom behind this, but that's not easy. And maybe that's why this mending card came out, because you're dealing with that right now. With your person's energy, your potential person, they got the moon. The moon is Pisces in the major arcana, number 18. And it talks about mysteries, illusion, and confusion. So perhaps there's a person that you're already interested in, and they're a closed book that they present in one way. And you know what? Maybe they see you the same way, right? These are kind of on the darker side of energies. The devil and the moon. There's a trickster. I feel a trickster here. And we want to be careful of that energy. We want to be careful of, we want to shine a light on things. We need the darkness to understand the light, but we want to shine a light on things and take people at face value. If they take them at their word until they prove to us otherwise. But also see situations as they are. And the spirit is kind of saying that to me. The moon has secrets. You know, I've kept secrets from partners before, sure. Especially if it's in the beginning. They don't need to know everything. Of course not. No, you don't need to overshare. But also there's this understanding that if you want to have a certain level of intimacy, you got to give some to get some. And your person has the Magician in the reverse to clarify in the two major arcana. So Magician in the upright would talk about someone who is the master manifester, as above so below, bringing things from heaven to earth, and having the power of all four suits at their disposal, right? Cups, pentacles, wands, and swords. Somebody who knows that they have resources and knows how to use them to their advantage to manifest what they want in life. Your person right now is not in the space of manifesting. They could still be trying to figure themselves out. You know, a message that came through that I will tell you for the first reading when I started to record before I got interrupted was that if if there's a Leo out there that has like a checklist, and my person has to be this and this and this and this and this, Spirit's message to that was, in order to attract something, be the thing that you want to attract. So if you want to attract somebody abundant, are you abundant? It's not always the case, but if we haven't met our person yet, then working on ourselves is the best avenue that you can take. So rather than focusing the energy externally and saying, you know, are they there? Are they there? Are they there? Just turn it back inward and say, what's here? What can I be proud of? What can I improve upon, right? Because Spirit is showing me there's something. There's something that needs to be addressed, that can be improved upon. But with your person here, I don't think that they're feeling confident at this time in who they are and what they want. That's another key takeaway from this. The Magician in reverse doesn't know what they want, because if they did, they'd be manifesting it. So we don't want to rush anything. Like, if you already know this person, if it's a Pisces, perhaps a Cancer in your life, and you already know this person, you don't want to attract somebody that isn't sure about what they want, whether that's you or whatever. So it's best to kind of work on yourself and allow them some space to figure themselves out. I'm going to ask for a clarifier on that, on the moon. 6 of Cups in the reverse. They're trying to probably get over a past relationship, past person, something from childhood that they don't want to look at anymore. Don't we all have that kind of situation, right? It's serious, the Spirit just said. It's serious business. They're kind of swimming in the murky depths of the Moon card. And sorry, I heard a weird kind of tapping behind me, and I'm trying to figure out what it would be. I don't know. Okay, I don't hear it right now, but that was weird. Sorry, that really caught me off guard. Just gonna burn some Palo Santo. It's probably just my dresser's just creaking because it's humid, because it's raining outside, but just gonna burn some Palo Santo. Okay, so your person is in a little bit of a state of limbo right now. This is what I see. I think there are just things that you both need to work on, right? Which is quite all right. But for the connection, it couldn't be more gorgeous. The Empress, Major Arcana number 3, representing Taurus and Libra energy. And just trying to cover this up here. The Lovers card, Major Arcana number 6, Gemini energy. Lovers is clarifying the Empress. In terms of a love relationship, for me, it just doesn't get any juicier than that. Empress is represents divine feminine energy. Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, fertile, creative, abundant. The Empress carries the power of all 4 queens. My throat chakra is closing, interestingly. Okay, Spirit is... The thing about the Empress, when somebody is in their Empress energy, They know exactly who they are. They have confidence in themselves. They have confidence in their ability to attract. They don't chase. But the fact that it was like kind of stuck in my throat here, Spirit is kind of showing me that it's also, there's this kind of emphasis on the throat right there. Spirit's kind of showing me that neither you nor your person, your potential person, are sitting in your Empress energy right now. And what's required to make this connection work is Empress energy, which is just understanding through and through and through that you are worthy. And it seems really simple, like a simple idea, like a simple thing I just said. But how many of you can actually tell me to the core of who you are that you love yourself? Like truly love yourself. All the good bits and the bad bits. It's a difficult thing. How many of you are working on that? Now, maybe you can tell me that. Maybe you can say, honey, I know myself. I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in the partner that I can be and that I can find. And to that, I will say, teach me your wise ways. Right? Because I struggle with this too. But with the Lover's card, it doesn't just talk about a divine partnership. It also talks about choice. Right? We have the Archangel Raphael kind of looking down and blessing this. But what's so interesting about this kind of dichotomy is that the Devil card typically has the Lovers represented. Whoa. Yeah, almost dropped the entire deck because I wanted to show you the Devil card, which is right here. Devil card was close. I just want to cover up some stuff. So this is the Devil card, and you can see the two lovers here and in the Lover's card, and he has chains around them. The Devil keeps the lovers chained, right? Because symbolically, if we're in Devil energy, then we hold ourselves back. And so if you hold yourself back, then your person can't begin to find you. This could be hard for some people to hear, but it's not meant to harm, and it's not meant to scare, and it's not meant to detract from the idea of love, not at all. But all good things take time, and all good things take work, right? And especially if you're a spiritual person, you don't just want any old body. I used to date and date and date and date and date, and ever since my spiritual awakening, I haven't dated a single person. Doesn't mean I don't want a person. Of course I do. I mean, some people don't, but I do. But I'm not going to accept anybody that can't understand that I have a higher purpose and you have a higher purpose. And so can we find somebody that's in alignment with not only your higher purpose, but their own? And that's what this talks about, that you are absolutely capable of finding that person, the Empress and the Lovers, 100%. But it requires really, really deep inner work. And how do I know this? Because of Spirit's advice. The Wheel of Fortune, number 10, in the Major Arcana, Jupiter energy. The Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. The Page of Swords. And the Hermit. So let's talk about the overall energy of what Spirit's advice is. All in divine timing. You can have everything that you want in divine timing when two people are ready for one another, when they're at the same level of frequency, when they are on the same page. This can happen. But this is where I was saying the hard work comes in. Because right now, there's this tendency on both of your parts to look at things that you've invested in before and say, I don't want to invest in those things anymore. So there's a recognition, at least, of like what didn't work in the past. And then there's this card. This can be the card of spying, especially in a love relationship or love and relationship reading. This is the little spy of the tarot. So they could be asking friends about you, coworkers about you. You could be asking about them. That's understandable. But Spirit is also saying, but let's focus back on the self. The Hermit card, Major Arcana, number 9, representing Virgo energy. And it talks about retreating inward, kind of stepping away from community, society, to traverse the landscape of the soul, to have a spiritual awakening, go through the dark night of the soul. Look at your triggers, look at your traumas, look at the things that are hidden in order to heal. But, I mean, Wheel of Fortune, the only thing that would have been better than that would have been the Sun, but that's pretty close. So that's your reading. Let me read from the book, number 52, Mending. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. Right? Like this. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal. The pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, to make amends to others. Set yourself free. Set yourself free, Leo. Relationship message. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. Not an easy love reading, you know, but I'm not gonna say something that is not within my understanding of what I see in the cards. And this by no means shuts out love. This is all about healing so that we can invite the right love in. That's your reading, Leo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Leo.